So after we have configured the environment variables for Java, the next thing is to download the Appium. Now, Appium in iOS, sorry, not iOS, in Mac OS, it comes in two part. One is the GUI component, and the other one is a node program. This is the same thing we have seen in case of Windows as well. We have a node program as well as a GUI component as well. But in case of Mac, most of the time we will be relying on the node program itself, right? When we are working with the iOS component specifically, right? But right now, like we will be configuring, we'll do all the basic installation which is required for Android, and later on we're gonna do the configuration for iOS once we're gonna start with the iOS modules. So it's very simple to configure Appium. You just need to click on download Appium, and this will give you a DMG file somewhere around 185 MB. You simply need to click on it. I'm going to do the complete installation from scratch. So I just clicked on it. I am upgrading it to the latest 1.8.2 version, and it is currently being downloaded, right? So till the time it is being downloaded, we will gonna install Appium using the npm version as well, as in the node one as well, uh, like using some of these commands. And the very first thing is we would be needing the node.js program. Now node.js, again, you can install it through the GUI component by going to the node website. That is, search for node.js. There's a website. You can install the component for Mac from here as well, right? 10.13.0. You can download this and you'll get an installable file. You can directly install it. Or else, the other way of installing Node is through Brew, right? Brew is something, this is called as Homebrew. So first you need to install Homebrew. Homebrew, say download Homebrew. You're gonna get this the very first website of Homebrew. Copy this link. This will actually going to install your Homebrew, and just paste that in the terminal. That's it. So what you need to do, go to terminal and paste it over here. That's it, and press enter. I already have this Homebrew installed, so I'm not going to do the Homebrew installation again, but the installation is very straightforward. As soon as you paste it, press enter, it will get installed on your Mac, right? Once the Homebrew is installed, you need to follow these steps. The very first thing you need to do is to install Node. So once we install Node, because everything will be installed through the Node package manager itself. So I'm gonna do brew install Node, and let's see. Again, these are huge installations, so it will gonna take some time to install all these components. But again, all these are one-time installation. Now, in case of Mac, there are so many configurations that we need to do before we get started working on Appium. So just follow all these. I have created a step-by-step document, and just follow these lectures and you should be able to configure everything easily. So it's actually updating Homebrew. I may be using a previous version, so it is going to upgrade it. Okay, till the time the upgradation is going on, I'll like pause the video and we'll resume it once it is done. All right, so it is done. It's saying that Node is already installed. So Node was already installed on my machine, right? So you just need to follow the step brew install Node, and it will actually gonna install the node. The next step is to install something called as Appium Doctor. So this will actually gonna tell us that what all things that we require for Appium and should be there on our Mac OS. So let's install this. Npm install -g will globally install this Appium Doctor. So before we get started with Appium, this is the very first thing we should do to install Appium Doctor. All right, it has installed. At times, you may get a permission issue. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to install it through sudo. If in case you get any exception while installing it, right? Do it through sudo and give your admin password, and it will actually gonna install it. Now once it is installed, the next command you need to type is appium doctor. That's it, and it will tell us that what all things are missing. So see, all these things are missing. We have this node installed, that is fine. We have Xcode. Now, Xcode is an application in which iOS development is being done. The iOS apps are developed. So, in case like this is like the same thing, we have Android Studio for Android. Same way, Xcode is for iOS. So, in case you want to perform any testing on iOS applications, then you need to have this Xcode and the command line tool set up and install on your machine. Right, initially this command line will also not gonna show installed. This is already installed on my machine, so that is the reason it is showing. So but you'll find most of the crossover here for the things which are not installed, and all these things we need to install it one by one. We recently configured the path of Java home, so that's the reason it is actually showing up over here. Then Android home and all these things, we need to configure it, and for that we need to download and install Android Studio. So we would be needing Android Studio, and plus we would be needing this Xcode as well, right? So Xcode, like we will be using it once we'll start with the iOS session, but still, this is a huge application, more than like 2 GB, right? So in case like you want to configure the this Xcode as well, you want to download it, the download installation is very straightforward. You need to actually go to your app store, and over here you need to search for Xcode. So make sure you are connected to internet. It's taking a while. See, this is Xcode. So you simply need to click on this get. Right now it is showing installing because I am currently installing it, right? This is being installed. If I go to my application, you will see Xcode. Okay, it's finally installed, right? So you're gonna see it is installed. Now if I do Appium Doctor again, you're gonna see Xcode is installed. right? So same way, one by one, we need to make sure everything is being installed, right? So once all the things are installed, Appium Doctor is like has given green signal to all these things, then we are good to run our test on Mac, right? So next thing will be setting up this Android environment. Now, in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to download Android Studio. So simply say download Android Studio. Now, go to this link. Again, it's somewhere around 900 MB file. So yeah, 989 MB file. Just simply click on download Android Studio. You'll get a DMG file. I recently downloaded it and I have actually kept it over here. This is a DMG file, right? So you need to download this and the installation is very straightforward. So we will be configuring Android Studio and the detailed Android library in our next lecture. All right, thank you.